majority of people who contact me for private training sessions in their homes live in an apartment or they don't have a fenced yard. Sometimes behavioral problems develop when dogs don't have outlets for their energy. So in this simple solutions video, I'm going to show you a magical piece of equipment that you can use to let your dog play, roam, explore, and get exercise, even if you don't have a fenced yard, even if your dog doesn't have reliable recall and won't come back to you when you call. Now, this is a great piece of equipment. It's really simple, but I'm always surprised when I don't see them at my clients' homes, and I figure, well, not everyone's the dog geek that I am, so a lot of people just haven't heard of these, or maybe they see them in the stores and they don't know what to do with them. So I'm just going to show you what to do and what it is. So are you ready for this magical piece of equipment? I hope so, because here it is. It's a long leash. This is called a long line, and this one is 15 feet long. They come in different lengths. And then this is the mega long line. It's a ball of tangle, even though I just wrapped it up. This one is 50 feet long, and they also come in different lengths, and they are fabulous tools or pieces of equipment that you can use to let your dog play and explore. Now, Cody, Tippy, and I are going to show you what you can do with the long line, but before we get started, I'm going to give you a few tips for when you go out and purchase your own. So, starting off, you're going to want to choose a quality piece of equipment. So if you have a small, lightweight dog that doesn't pull very hard, you may be able to get away with something like this, which is, it's got like this little clip. You can't tell very much in the video, but I'm not sure that this is a really sturdy clip, and these do break sometimes. So you may want to choose, if you have a big, strong dog, get a big, strong line. This is the Leash Boss brand, and it has a really big, nice, sturdy clip, and I trust this brand. So definitely, if you have a strong dog, get a strong line. Now, another thing to take into consideration is the length, because they come in a variety of lengths. And when you go shopping, you're going to see the 100-foot long line, and you're going to be like, yeah, mega freedom for my dog. But I want you to consider this. Number one, 100 feet is going to be a big ball of tangle for you to manage. Number two, if you have a dog that is nutty, very high energy and is going to bolt, if your dog runs the whole 100 feet, by the time they get to the end of that 100-foot line, there's going to be a lot of pressure built up. And if they pull against the end of that line, they could actually physically hurt their bodies. So if you have a high energy, kind of a nutty dog that doesn't have a lot of training, maybe start with a shorter line. Like I like 30 feet and 50 feet, but you can even go shorter. You could try, a 15-foot line is plenty of length to get started. So Cody and Tippy and I are going to show you how to have fun with your long line. Right, everybody, this is Tippy, and she's going to demonstrate how we can use the long line to get exercise even when we don't have a fenced yard. So the first thing you'll notice is that Tippy has a harness on. She wants you to know that collars are for leashes and tags, and harnesses are to keep her neck safe. So she's laying down so that I can show you that her harness is attached to the leash. Actually, it's kind of flopped over a little bit, but she has a back clip harness on, and the long line is attached on the back. I like the front clip harnesses for limiting leash pulling, but the back clip harness is awesome if you go jogging with your dog, or if you're using the long line to let her play. Now, Tippy likes to fetch. I'm holding the long line, but it's really long, and I'm not going to throw the ball so far that she jerks on the end of the line. That's the only thing that you have to kind of consider. Here we go. Are you ready, Tippy? She loves to fetch. Ready, Tip? All right. There she goes. She's got plenty of room. So I'm out here on the long line with Mr. Cody, and we're on a quiet gravel road where I don't have to worry about traffic. And I am just letting Cody go wherever he wants. He's on what I call a safari, So I'm not worrying about leash manners. I'm just letting him use his senses in the way that dogs need to. Sniffing is a very relaxing activity for dogs. It's an innate need, and it's also very stimulating for them. So in order to create more calm household behavior, I need to let dogs, or our dogs, exercise and use their senses in the way that they need to. So sniffing is one thing that we can do for our dogs. So instead of always worrying about leash manners, take your dog out on a long, long line. So I hope this video on the long line has been helpful to you, and I just want to wrap it up with a couple of things to think about. Number one, think about how we want to walk versus how our dogs want to walk. So often we're urging them along and they're like, but what about this smell back here? I didn't get enough of that. And what about over here? And can I go in front of you because I want to sniff over here? Well, here's a great opportunity to let your dog explore and sniff and have that freedom like they would if they weren't on leash, and you don't have to worry about the leash manners. So if you are doing leash training, a common rule would be never let your dog pull. So if you're working on that and you don't want your dog to practice pulling on you, take your dog on the sniffaris or the sniffy walks on the long line. That way they have an outlet for their innate need to sniff. You don't have to worry about enforcing leash manners, and everybody wins. Number two, when you're thinking about taking your dog out to the park on the long line, consider your dog's temperament. So if you have a reactive dog or just a dog that gets really excited in new spaces or around people dogs, you know, cats, bikes, stuff like that, maybe consider going at quieter times of the day. And of course, remember that while your dog might be super friendly and want to run up to everyone to say hi, not everyone likes that. So manage your dog, manage the length of your long line, and try to take your dog to places where they won't be able to create problems for other people and their animals. And then finally, just a word about off-leash manners in general. If your dog doesn't have 100% perfect recall, and that means when you call your dog back to you, they absolutely come to you, whether they see a person, a cat, a dog, a skateboard, whatever it is, they will come back to you. Then this is going to be the perfect tool for you, because you can take your dog out, you can explore and have fun, and then every once in a while you can work on that recall until it becomes solid. So I hope this video has been helpful to you. Happy exploring.